Hi guys, Paul here, and we have Thomas with us today.
Hello.
And this is going to be a video on his Minion, the Minion 220, is that right?
Yes, 220 across.
Okay, it was last week, or the week before, I can't remember exactly when, and you had a little bit of a collision with a tree.
Yeah, well, when you say a little bit of a collision, it did kind of stick the movies in the tree trunk.
Yes, it did, and
in the tree trunk.
It wasn't that big. It looked more dramatic than it was. So, but having said that, irrespective, the quad sort of flipped around, and you damaged one of the back motors.
Yeah, and it was really dirty inside.
So anyway, he damaged the motor, and he realised you required a rebuild. So, what did you decide?
Well, I decided after seeing the Avada almost finished being built, and after seeing your CGX updated, I was like, well, I'm going to have to pull it apart, so why not try rebuilding it, but try and make this really neat. So
that was the aim. So what I had to do was order some more of these motors from FPVmodels.com. These are the, what are they? The
Dragonflies.
The Dragonflies, yeah. These are absolutely beautiful motors. These are the MC1806 motors. They're 2300 kV, so I ordered 8 of those, so you've got 4 more spare now, so you should be pretty much good to go. So anyway, what I wanted to do was, Thomas wanted to still run the Minion 220 with the same ESCs, because he's actually happy with these ESCs, even though I've got some new ESCs that I want to try, and they're really, really tiny, as small as, or pretty close to the size of the KISS ESCs, and they're going to be running BL Heli, but he wanted to get this thing operational again and nice and clean, but run it with
identical gear,
full-size gear. So I'll show you exactly what he's done. So the whole reason for me wanting to actually share this, I wasn't planning on doing a video on this, but he's actually looked at this from a complete different perspective to what I have, and actually put it together the way he wanted. And I was really quite surprised because he managed to fit everything in there and quite neatly, and everything's off the arms, etc. So I was quite impressed with that. So I said, look, we've got to do a video on this and share the idea. So in case other people want to get their multi-rotors looking nice and neat, just to, I suppose, bounce some ideas around, isn't it?
Yeah, just I guess a few things that I came up with.
So, can you explain to me exactly what you've done and what's configured and where everything is?
Okay, so I guess I'll go for the most major thing, which is putting the ESCs in, because they took up the most space and they were probably the most awkward thing to fit in. So if you look from the side, you can see those blue, kind of, I guess, they'll look like blobs on the screen. They're the ESCs, and what I've done is I've actually put 2 ESCs in one kind of roll, I guess you call a roll of heat shrink, and that's just more to neaten up and make it look a bit cleaner.
So you've got 2 ESCs here, those ones that were just sitting flat like so. And then we've got these ones here, and the only way you could fit them was this way, wasn't it?
Yes, because the video transmitter wouldn't actually fit flat on the Minion. The Minion's a little bit too narrow for the actual video TX.
So we couldn't get the video TX up here, we couldn't put it up here because we need a battery strap over here, so that was basically the only place you could actually fit it.
Also we're using a PDB, and that made a massive difference in just getting rid of most of the wires, and pretty much everything that was on top of my previous Minion, as far as wires, is now at the bottom, which is way cleaner.
Your pin headers, you mounted them this way. You sort of got that idea. It's similar to what JB did on his Tricopter, and also what David Winterstill did recently with his Tricopter build too, wasn't it?
Yes.
I wonder if it's just the Tricopter people doing this. But anyway, so that's where he got the idea for this. And if you have a look, these are actually mounted slightly on an angle. I'm not sure how well you can see that.
Yeah, and that's just to allow space for the connectors, because I still want to have a little bit of flexibility with adjusting things. The telemetry and
the the voltage sensing,
that's all actually just soldered directly onto the board from the bottom.
Underneath, yes. So that's nice and neatly tucked away over there. We still haven't got the buzzer for it. We've got to get a buzzer for it. But that's really about it, isn't it, that we need?
Yeah. Also, this PDB, it's worth mentioning, it actually has switches on it, so you can turn on and off different parts of the quad.
So what we've done at the moment is switched off the video transmitter, so we can still play around with it and get it all set up right, and then we'll switch the video transmitter on a little bit later on. There's 2 switches on this thing. One down there, and that's for the video transmitter, and we've got one over here for the LED lighting, and that's quite a nifty little idea. LEDs that you're running, you've got volos on the front.
Yes.
And no volos on the back?
Yes. Now, obviously, I've got the blue heat shrink for the ESCs, and I guess that was kind of a theme that I had, the blue. and the only volos we had left were the whites, which we're using at the front, red, which isn't blue, and green, which also isn't blue.
Yes.
And I really wanted blue, so pretty much I just got to wait for our next order.
So we've got to do another order with multirotorgear.com, isn't it?
Yes, which should be
So we'll get some
exciting.
more of those Volo LEDs for this, and that should be pretty much ready to go. But initially it's going to do its racing over the weekend without
the Volos.
Volos. So yeah, so what we'll do, we'll get the top on there, the top plate on this, so you can see exactly what it looks like finished off. Okay, so this is the multi-rotor pretty much put together. We've got the top plate back on there, we've got the Mobius on, and we've also got the battery, we've got it hooked up. Video TX isn't on, I've got that switched off at the moment. That's pretty much what it looks like.
Nausea 32.
Nausea 32. And that's what this side looks like. The arms are nice and clean. So this is the way in which Thomas has gone about putting together his Minion 220. So what do you think?
I like it. I think I'm gonna need to adjust this though to protect the rest of the antenna, but that's not gonna be a
That'd
problem.
be there, you mean?
No, just the actual heat shrink itself.
Oh, you can heat shrink a bit more down,
Yeah.
that's all if you want to, but that should be pretty much good to go. So this is the way it's gone about actually setting his up. We've got the full size gear in there, the ESCs. Hopefully they shouldn't generate too much heat being stacked on top of each other, but look, I think they should be alright. It's going to get enough ventilation anyway, flying along at a bajillion miles an hour. So you must be pretty pleased with it.
Yeah, I'm happy with the way it came out. It looks a lot neater than what it did before.
So the arms look really, really clean. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes on the weekend. We've got clean flight on this one as opposed to base flight. So we've got some tuning to do. So hopefully we can get this tuned up and ready to go for the weekend.
Yeah. I guess that's it.
Anyway, thanks for taking time to watch this video. Hopefully it gave you guys a few ideas or some ideas that people can share around and build upon. If you've got any ideas and feedback, please in the description below. Thanks very much, guys. Catch you later.
See ya.